In the shadowy corners of the internet lays a world few dare to explore. This is the dark web, a labyrinthine network that operates beneath the surface web we know. It is a place shrouded in mystery and danger where anonymity reigns supreme. It is here that Peter Scully, one of the most notorious criminals of our time, found a haven for his appalling deeds. His actions would soon become infamous, casting a dark shadow over the digital landscape. Scully's actions would shock the world, revealing the terrifying potential for evil lurking in the digital age. The dark web, once a hidden corner, was thrust into the spotlight. This hidden realm became a breeding ground for illicit trade, from drugs to weapons and even more sinister dealings. The anonymity it provided was a double-edged sword, offering both freedom and a cloak for nefarious activities. The anonymity it promised attracted individuals seeking to evade the law, and among them was Peter Scully. His story is a grim reminder of the dangers inherent in unchecked technological freedom. The dark web, while offering a space for privacy, also harbors the darkest aspects of human nature. Scully's rise to infamy was not overnight. It was a gradual descent into depravity marked by a series of increasingly vile acts. It was the culmination of a series of vile acts that spanned continents and shattered countless lives. His crimes left a trail of devastation that crossed international borders. The narrative of Peter Scully is one of horror and caution, urging society to reckon with the digital tools at our disposal. It serves as a stark warning of what can happen when technology is misused. This essay delves into the depths of Scully's criminal saga. From his beginnings to his ultimate downfall, it is a journey into the abyss, revealing the darkest corners of the human psyche and the digital world. Peter Scully was born in Australia, a nation known for its natural beauty and multicultural society. However, his upbringing was far from idyllic. Details about his early life are sparse, shrouded in mystery and speculation. But it is known that Scully led a seemingly typical life, attending school and later entering the workforce. He held various jobs, blending into the fabric of everyday society. He married and had children, portraying the image of a conventional family man. To outsiders, he appeared to be living the quintessential suburban dream. Yet, beneath this veneer lay a man capable of unfathomable evil, hiding his true nature. His descent into crime began with fraud and deception, small steps that would lead to larger transgressions. Scully was involved in financial schemes that left many in financial ruin, exploiting their trust. These early crimes, though non-violent, showcased his penchant for manipulating systems for personal gain, a skill he would later use to devastating effect. As law enforcement closed in on his fraudulent activities, the net tightening around him, Scully fled to the Philippines, seeking refuge and new opportunities for his criminal endeavors. It was a move that would mark the beginning of a much darker chapter in his life, one that would shock the world. In the Philippines, Scully's criminal activities escalated dramatically, taking on a more sinister and violent nature. He exploited the poverty and vulnerabilities of local communities, preying on the most defenseless. Laying the groundwork for his future crimes, he meticulously planned his next moves. Scully's transition from white-collar crime to heinous acts of violence and abuse was alarmingly swift and deliberate, a chilling evolution that would leave a trail of devastation. Among Scully's numerous crimes, none are as infamous as Daisy's destruction. This video stands as a chilling testament to human depravity, and its notoriety spread quickly through both the dark web and mainstream media. The video, which depicted unspeakable acts of abuse against a young girl, was a catalyst for international outrage and a primary focus for law enforcement. Scully's production of such content was not an isolated incident, but part of a larger operation involving multiple victims. The video's distribution on the dark web highlighted the platform's capacity to propagate harmful content, accessible to those with the means and the desire to find it. The impact of this video was profound. It sparked a global manhunt for Scully and his accomplices, with authorities racing against time to prevent further atrocities. The investigation into Daisy's destruction became a top priority for multiple international law enforcement agencies. Section 4. The Dark Web. A shadowy enabler, the dark web, with its encrypted pathways and hidden marketplaces, played a crucial role in Scully's criminal empire. It provided a hidden infrastructure that allowed him to operate in the shadows, away from the prying eyes of law enforcement and the general public. This underbelly of the internet is accessible only through special software like Tor, which masks users' identities and locations. Tor, short for the Onion Router, uses multiple layers of encryption to ensure that users remain anonymous. For criminals like Scully, it offered a perfect storm of privacy and access to a global audience willing to pay for illicit content. The dark web's anonymity made it an ideal platform for distributing illegal materials without fear of immediate detection. Scully utilized the dark web not only to distribute his horrific videos, but also to conduct business transactions away from prying eyes. These transactions were often conducted in cryptocurrencies, adding another layer of anonymity. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies facilitated anonymous financial exchanges, ensuring that his operations remained largely untraceable. The decentralized nature of these digital currencies made it difficult for authorities to track the flow of money. This digital cloak allowed Scully to profit from his crimes while eluding traditional law enforcement methods. The dark web's complex network of encrypted pathways provided a safe haven for his illicit activities. The dark web thus became both his sanctuary and his stage, amplifying the reach and impact of his crimes. It allowed him to connect with a global network of like-minded individuals who shared his nefarious interests. Yet the dark web is not inherently evil. It is a tool that can be used for both good and bad purposes, depending on the intentions of its users. It serves many legitimate purposes, such as providing safe communication for whistleblowers and activists in oppressive regimes. These individuals rely on the dark web to share information and coordinate efforts without fear of retribution. Section 5. The Global Hunt for Peter Scully. The manhunt for Peter Scully was unprecedented in its scope and complexity. It involved multiple countries and required a coordinated effort by international law enforcement agencies. The investigation was spearheaded by the Philippines National Bureau of Investigation with support from Interpol and police forces from Australia and Europe. Tracking Scully through the dark web was no ordinary task. Investigators faced numerous challenges, from encrypted communications to the sheer volume of data that needed analysis. Despite these obstacles, breakthroughs came through traditional detective work combined with cutting-edge digital forensics. Authorities meticulously pieced together evidence that eventually led to his capture. The raid rescued several victims, providing a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness of Scully's crimes. Section 6. The Trial and its Aftermath. Peter Scully's trial was a landmark case drawing attention from media around the world. The proceedings took place in the Philippines, where he faced numerous charges, including human trafficking, rape, and murder. The trial was as much about seeking justice for the victims as it was about sending a strong message against the exploitation of the vulnerable. During the trial, horrific details of Scully's crimes were revealed, shocking the public and even seasoned professionals. Witnesses and victims testified, recounting the harrowing experiences they endured. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence, including digital footprints and testimonies from rescued children. Scully, unapologetic throughout, exhibited a chilling lack of remorse. The trial concluded with a guilty verdict, and Scully was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. This sentence was met with relief and a sense of justice for the victims and their families. Section 7. Conclusion. Lessons from the Shadows. The story of Peter Scully is a cautionary tale about the dark web's potential to facilitate unimaginable crimes. It is a reminder of the dual nature of technological advancements, capable of both great good and profound evil. As the digital world continues to evolve, so too must our approaches to safety and regulation. The dark web, while it serves legitimate purposes, remains a challenging frontier for law enforcement. The global response to Scully's crimes highlights the need for international cooperation and robust legal frameworks to combat cybercrime effectively. Education and awareness are crucial in safeguarding future generations. By learning from the past and preparing for the future, we can hope to prevent similar atrocities and protect those who are most at risk from the shadows of the internet.